So people, have a look at this, because this just isn't shown on YouTube. When we're looking at the world's best drivers of the golf ball, it's absolutely frightening when we have a look at where they are at impact. And they're almost all identical, within a degree or two. The question is, where are you? Now, it makes sense to know where the great players are at impact if you too would like to become a great driver of the golf ball. I mean, we've got the data, right? This is the PGA average. You have to get in this position, but there's something preventing amateurs from doing it. It's the release. It's how the hands and wrists move through the golf ball. Amateurs are just completely baffled by it. They look at positions like this and think that it's incorrect. Understanding how this trail wrist, this right wrist, moves through the golf ball is the key to picking up your speed, your lag, controlling your direction. It brings effortless power. Guys, like to hit your iron shots, it increases your lag and your shaft length. Now, firstly, what we need to do is to understand this trail wrist motion to help free up your golf swings. This is essential. So guys, we've got some awesome information in this video. I can't wait to show some of these drills, not only to help your wrists and hands move more effectively, but it also gets your body inside this driving zone, right? Let's get stuck into a fascinating video and we'll get on the path of playing some better golf. So guys, right, when we're looking at the top players in the world and they're all within a couple of degrees of each other at impact with their driver, and you're perhaps miles away or you don't know about it, then you probably should have a look at this. Now, this is an area where we see 95% of amateur players at impact turning to level with their shoulders. And what it does is it gets the right hip up too high. It gets people really in an awkward position. It compromises the angle of attack. We can hit flat left going left, but also from that position we can drag the handle and hit a block. Why is this happening? Why do amateur golfers, when they turn to level, what are they doing there? And what it is it's an unconscious move actually. What they do is they use the level turn to help them close the face, and they'll turn the right tricep or the trail tricep in a little bit, and we'll have like an internal move, like in arm wrestling, just a little one here. And when they do get their body in the correct tilts where the zone is, they tend to push it out to the right, or push fade, because their release and how they release the club head through the ball is inadequate. So unconsciously they've learnt to use the shoulder to turn level. What we're going to do is show you how to use your hands in this video much more effectively, and where this trail wrist is, because when we get this club coming into a lovely position where the great players are, we have to then, from really late in the downswing, this position here, we have to get this club head to release quickly past the body, okay? So guys, have a look at this position here, right? Now I've got my right wrist into a flex position. Have a look how good the through swing looks. Now when I turn it into a bit of a chicken wing, the sound's off. Now I've just set this on the tour average here. Now when I bring my right hand back, this is what we're seeing with a lot of golfers. Too stiff. The right wrist has to move into this position here. This is what completely frees up your through swing. We're going to have a look at a great drill coming up from Duval when we look at this right wrist. When we're looking at the driver versus the iron, what we'll see is there'll be more rotation with the club head with the driver through the golf ball than there will with the iron shot. And so because the ball's teed up, it's further away. Working on this through swing and getting this right wrist to move into a position like this, when the club face is open and we have a really stiff release, we're coming underneath too much and we're holding on to this angle. For you guys wanting to really propel your driver down the line, you want to release your right hand like this, almost like you're throwing the club over in that direction. And from here, it'd be quite difficult to see the face of the phone. The club face would be rotated. The right wrist is in this position. I've got some awesome drills coming up to help you free up your swing, but let's just have a quick look at what Duval says here. People, you got to work with evidence-based instruction. This is where I'm helping so many people online with online lessons. I'm teaching people from all around the world. Let's have a listen to Duval before we move on to some incredible drills to free up your swing and get you into a better impact position. So guys, Hack Motion is just an incredible device. If you want to get into it, it covers all areas of the game. There's a discount code in the description box underneath. So people, right, let's just have a quick listen here to David Duval, ex-#1 player in the world and 13-time winner on the PGA Tour and British Open champion. Let's have a quick listen to what he says about the release.
And he said, all right, now throw it directly behind you into the fence. I'm like, come on. He goes, no, trust me. If you try to roll, you're not going to do it particularly successfully. But if you get your hands going this way, getting the right going under the left, you can throw it behind you and see where my wrist is?
I bet you can.
Again, watch where my wrist is, okay? And the face is still square.
So guys, right, swinging the end of the golf club. This is just such a great drill. This sets off so many unbelievable feelings in your swing. It's also great for professional golfers. It's great for intermediate players to learn to use the hands and wrists. It's great for pros to be able to get everything to collect and get your rhythm and your timing, create space. Let's have a look. I got this off Dr. Jung-Hoo Kwon. I watch his videos in YouTube. This is a good one. And what we do, the reason it's really helped my ball striking is getting to the top, it falls on your back, right? So you get it all to collect and then you let it swoosh and move through and you can feel the end of the rope. I'm going to show you what it does in slow motion. That's going to blow you away just in a second. But this is really, really good. It's really giving me a feeling of my right foot as well. It's almost like you got to listen to your body. Now, when you get to the top, your left arm might bend a little bit as the rope hits, but that doesn't matter. This is just supplies so many different feels. So we get the rope to start to swing up, through. And you could just, and then you pick up a golf club and it's unbelievable, your rhythm and your sequence. Rhythm and sequence, they're more important really than positions. But for club golfers, looking at getting your hands and wrists to move effectively, it's unbelievable what happens. Let's have a look at that now in slow motion, what it actually does to your hands and your wrists and your body's movement. So have a look at this in slow motion. It really is a remarkable drill exercise, swinging this piece of rope, the positions, the feels that it gives you is absolutely incredible. Now, when we're looking at this motion coming down, when the rope hits the back, when I'm moving down, have a look at what it does here. You can really feel, we compare this to Fred Couples, right, it's just an insane hand and wrist motion, but what it does is it really frees up your hands here and you learn to swing the end of that rope, picking up your club head speed. When we start to get around this position of the swing here, have a look at this, it starts to look similar. Look at that lead wrist, look how that left hand is that pulling down on that left thumb there as we're moving through the golf ball. Great way to be able to free up your swing and create some amazing sensations. So guys, have a look where that grip's pointing, right? It's pointing up. Right, now when your hands get round about level with your head or just in front of your head, not too far behind, if you can get the grip to point up, then what you've done is you've really pulled down on this lead wrist here. Right, so this is what we see with players that really release the club freely through the golf ball. Now with the amateur players, we're seeing sort of a bit more this style release here through the golf ball. And it's they lose the angles, a bit wooden, right? And we're seeing that. So what we want to try and do is free it up, right, to get this club head. Now you can call it, get the club head past your body, you can call it reverse engineering. I like to call it front end therapy to pick up a sensation here. Move it into the end position, start from here and then swing back and get that same position. You can see where that pulling down on that thumb, getting the grip up. And what that's going to enable you to do is bring in a bigger angle so that when you release it on this side, see how you can see the fingers and we're releasing it and it's freeing up your motion. And then you've just got to time the release. You've got to get the swoosh out in front, and this is how you're going to really improve your all-round motion. Great way to do that, guys. Starting at the end and running back, close your eyes, run through these positions, and finally learn to get 30 degrees of right wrist flexion and 45 degrees of extension here through the golf ball when we're looking at the numbers where so many great hitters are. Wonderful drill to pick up your feel and connect to a certain sensation. So guys, two ways we can look at this drill. This is just incredible, this drill here. What we're going to do first off is take your address position, get the palm of the left hand on the grip and just lift it up, all right? Now what we're going to look at doing is when we move through the golf ball is get this left hip to move backwards in this direction while your right foot's on the ground. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to stretch your legs here. It's going to pull your legs back. It's going to give us some space. It's going to help us to extend up. Okay, now with the left hand on the golf club here, what it does is it lifts up the left side. Now you can do it like this, or you can simply do it without a golf club. Hold up your left hand so it points about 1 yard over the golf ball and get a feeling. It really is an unbelievable way to get and keep your legs back. We see so many players extending these legs back in here. It's a great way to keep your left shoulder up, because when we do this, we have really great tilts. And if you're out on the golf course sometimes, you just hold your left hand out and just get this side to move in. You get certain feels and sensations connect to one. That's a great way to stop early extending and help us get into the zone and feel what great players are really doing. So guys, this is one of my favorite drills, and I've shown it a lot in the past. And I teach it a lot. I just think it really helps people also learn a little bit of coordination, because we've got lots of different muscles twisting and pulling in different directions at the same time at high speeds. And look, to be able to get everything working in the right fashion, we need to do drills to get certain feels. The drill will give you a sensation. What changes your swing is actually the hitting of the golf ball. That will shock your nervous system. Now, this is a great drill. What we're going to do, take your setup. Now, we're going to get the hands on the outside of your thighs, and we're going right hand, this is for your downs, we're going right hand, right knee, left hand, left hip. Right hand, right knee, left hand, left hip, okay? And then just stop at impact. Bring your right arm out. You'll feel like you've got space, right? And you'll feel some certain stretches. There's a pressure point on the inside of your trail foot there. You're going to feel that, right? Right hand, right knee, left hand, left hip. And it really does bring this right foot, like your footwork. Some of the modern day players that come out here, they're bending their bodies into insane positions. They're also not the best swings. There's better swings out there, right? But by getting your legs here to move effectively, right hand, right knee, left hand, left hip, and you can keep your left hip back, get your right hand, and you're going to feel a spot there where you've got some room. Great way to pick up sensations, just standing in your impact position there and feeling it, closing your eyes, connecting to a sensation.